That said, it should be okay to just go SMGs. I have never actually, like, tested this on the base map. SMG start is just the consistent start that I found for the DLC map. It ends up being quite reliable and not very dangerous. Are the answers of all the boy questions one have? Not all of them. Attack speed is fine. So I don't like buying bait first wave unless I get 3 SMGs, which I already did. I find spears to be worse than SMGs for this character, yeah. Oh god, I was reading chat and didn't realize that those enemies existed until I saw the dots on the screen. Managed to dodge them out of the corner of my eye though, I guess, which is kind of impressive. To me. I'm impressed by me. You don't have to be impressed by me. That would be going medical scissors, 6 bait, 7 bait. But also no, not if we're not trying to get 1,000 baits in one run. That is no longer necessary. Aros, thanks very much for the 4 years. I appreciate it. Special enemies do nothing if you stand far away, so range is good. Special enemies do nothing if you stand far away. What? Are you sure? You are talking specifically about the fisherman special enemies. They don't do much. They do run into you. And then eventually attack you. Why do we skip bait when we already took one? Does it push the special enemy to the next wave, or do we not want to stack too many? It just makes it so there's twice as many enemies, which, you know, kills you. Yes, Rob! Good evening. I see the Brotato plushie. Somebody mentioned that they had purchased it. But no, I haven't actually seen it. Is it sweet? Plus, your range damage is very good. So with so much percent damage, flat range damage is incredible here. I think small fish. We don't have to go to double bait in a wave until like wave 9 or something. We're not in a hurry. Will eventually become apparent that like one bait is very easy. Maybe I could have gone double bait there. There's also weird stuff with different waves though. And I don't know. In the DLC map on wave 5, there are buffing enemies. And so that can be really rough with bait purchases. in the base map, though. Should be fine. Plus 3 range damage. Let's go double bait now. Okay, this may kill me, but I don't think so. If I got hit by everything, it would have killed me. Fortunately, I instead dodged everything. You kind of have to dodge some stuff as fishermen sometimes. Hello, Fast Ass Panda. How are you? Just gonna take 1 flat range damage. Composing flesh is all our sustain worked out. I'm doing well. Nice. I'm doing pretty well too. Okay. Oh my god, it's exactly the cat's dinner time and I just saw him lurking out of the corner of my eye like he just rounded the corner into the room. That is incredible. I do not understand how his sense of time is so good. It's like actually like he can read clocks. I'll feed him at the end of the run. Oh, hello, Zephyr. This is not a good run for you to sit on my lap, Zephyr. What are you doing? I'm gonna feed him now so he leaves me alone. I'll be right back. My question is, do any of you have an alarm, like a repeating alarm on your phone or some other device, to remind you to have sex with your partner? And I understand that that's a weird question to ask a stranger. I'll just acknowledge that. But it is the question I've asked. Hey, Cow Utopia. Your wife puts it on the calendar. Oh my. Hey, JH Keel. Hey, Shrub Soup. So we have a whole lot of no's and one my wife puts it on the calendar. That's how fertility calendars work. True. We place a candy on the partner's pillow. Ooh. That's kind of fun. I think communication about sex is like kind of weirdly gendered in some cultures. And so, like, just the act of initiating sex can be very difficult for some people. Always on the run! Thanks for 11 months! How are you? Hope you're doing well. As an autistic ace spectrum person, this sounds very ace-coded. You've been with your wife for 11 years and we still have sex 3 to 4 times a week. Couples therapy did a lot a few years back. I'm proud of you too. Are we ready for 3 baits in 1 wave? We really never have to do that. I think while I don't have enough like armor to tank infinite hits, I'm just not gonna mess with it. The Arl was too much to read out loud. It seemed irrelevant to the main point. 3 baits and a weird ghost to flex at 96-0. My muscles are not that big. I had a friend. Have a friend? Well, even in the past tense, so it's less weird. I had a friend who had an alarm which went off every time we played D&D. Like, it went off at the same time. Every day. And it was a, like, sproingy sound, like, broing, 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 kind of thing. And he always looked kind of embarrassed every time it happened. And while he has never explicitly said that this is true, I increasingly got the sense that it was an alarm to remind him to have sex with his wife. Which I find very adorable. He got very into the D&D campaign. I don't think that he, like, needed an alarm to remind him. I think it was, like, part of a commitment that he was making as a partner, kinda. Which I think is quite sweet. Did he deny it was for other things? No. He did not. It sounds like conditioning. Yeah, I think it was conditioning for him, not for her, but yes. Me be no alien baby. We have successfully reached the point of the run where we are fishermen with SMGs which kill everything. The part where we're fishermen is maybe not very relevant. You can see now why this is better than spears. Yeah, spears have a decent amount of trouble in like the mid to late game, where they just don't have that much attack speed. And fisherman makes it so there are enemies spawning just kind of all around you, all the time. But with SMGs, you can just kill them all. I'm gonna go to 3 baits now. I think we are very much ready for it. Saying, nice. It is a bit easier to handle the early waves with spears though. I think starting spears and then switching into something else, which helps, is probably pretty reasonable. Also, like, you can definitely win with just spears. You need to invest a bit more in attack speed. Ow. Are you on a huge win streak? Yes. I have won a number of times in a row. Not far. Let's try to keep it reasonable, yeah? I don't even know what happens when we get above 99. Like, what number is next? Two purple, not better than red. For SMGs specifically, a red and a blue tends to be better than 2 purples. Is that the right comparison? For SMGs specifically, you tend to upgrade straight from blue to red. It is better damage per second. That is not, like, always the case with all weapons, but with SMGs in particular, it tends to be. I thought it was as good as always the other way around. It is usually the other way around. Like, SMGs are a little peculiar. This is a horde wave. We are strong. We are strong. Maybe 4 now? Feels like we can definitely manage 4. think I'm standing still. Neat. Okay. What else shall we talk about, Twitch chat? What's new in your life? People are back to school. People are having snow days. Some people are probably having the first snow days of their lives. Oh, wild. Ridiculous, thanks for the 53 months. Appreciate it. I have more questions where there isn't enough information to answer them. Was that not a question where there wasn't enough information to answer it? What's going on? I believe the 4 non-blondes struggled to answer that one. Your kids had it too cold to wait for the bus day yesterday. Well, started Mistborn? Nice. I still haven't finished Stormlight 5. Started having our house re-sided. One of the tricky things about working from home is I don't know how to like have people do work on my house. Like there's noise and I have to work from home. A weird thing. Which not everyone thinks about, maybe. Work with some very lovely, well-meaning civil servants, and unfortunately they are having an absolutely shit week. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm glad it is out, Kumatsu. Yeah, I lived in LA for a bit, and there was definitely one iffy fire, which, like, spooked me out. I remember the vibe of, like, watching on TV. Maybe means we could take literally any number of baits. I think any number that we could afford. Probably true. Really enjoyed Stormlight 5 and want to read it again. Reading it is making me want to reread 1 through 4 before continuing reading it. Which I think is just like, I think I just have to be like, no, there isn't that much time in my life, kinda. 97 is more HP than I have wins. Not for long. Get 2 cursed spyglasses and we can still PB. I think that is untrue. You saw in chat someone talking about how many times a week they had sex with their wife. Why did they say that? We were just talking about communication around sex and stuff. Just having a normal, mature conversation among friends. wikis are good for refreshing information, but you have to be careful about spoilers. Oh yeah, I would never go to the Stormlight wiki right now. Absolutely not. Maybe before Book 5 released I would have, but also I haven't finished reading all of the novellas and everything, so I think still I wouldn't want to. Okay. I guess I don't need to buy more baits anymore. I believe we have won the run. I bought the wrong item out of that shop. I should have bought +1 flat ranged damage. Would have been better. GG. That's 97.